Hi, it's Wilma, and this is my channel, Wilma's Cross Stitch. Welcome to my Flosstube. I think it's number 6. I'm not sure. I didn't write it down. I think it's number 6. Anyway, welcome. I am coming to you from Saskatchewan, Canada. It's a beautiful sunny day, although the Weather Network is saying we could get 10 inches of snow. No, I hope not. I don't need a snow day for stitching yet. But anyway, we will see what happens on Sunday. So if this is your first time here and you are not into cross stitch, you have come to the wrong place, and you can find other YouTube videos. But if you are a cross stitcher, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. If it's this your first time, welcome. Hope you enjoy what you see. And for those who are returning, thank you for your likes, those who have subscribed, and just viewing. I truly appreciate that. And it's such a great honor to be part of the Flosstube community. It's so much fun. And there are a lot of Flosstubers out there, so there's a lot of things to watch. So let's get going. Let's talk about stitching. Today, I have a little bit of everything. I have 2 fully finishes. I have 1 finish. I have some whips. I have stitch along. Let me check my notes. Start, future plans, and a cute story towards the end. So let's get started on our stitching. So the first 2 finishes. The first finish is a chart by Plum Street, and it is called, let me see what it's called. It is called Home for Christmas. I always get this confused. I want to call it Welcome Home, but it's not. It's Home for Christmas. I stitched this a while ago. The model that Plum Street had it stitched on was linen, but I did put it on 14 count Aida, gray pewter 14 count Aida, and it looked quite nice. I did use called for colors. So I think there's some DMC and there's some fancy floss in it. And I framed it myself, and I framed it in a shadow box, as you can see. But instead of putting it towards the back of the shadow box, I put it towards the front. I thought it looked nicer there. And if you're interested in this chart, I did see a listing of it on 123 Stitch. It is a little bit of an older chart, but it did turn out great. And you know, getting things professionally framed is great. But I don't have a framer in town. The framer is planning on retiring. He has framing and some other things, and he's not doing any framing at all. So there you go. And if I was going to take it to a professional framer, 2.5 hour drive one way. So I just decided I would frame it myself, and I feel like it turned out fine. So the second thing I did was I did a flat finish. And I don't do many flat finishes because in the past I don't feel like they turned out well. But I started using comic book board, and that was a suggestion by JBW. And it's because, you know, it's much easier to cut than the sticky board or the mat board. And so I was able to get really nice straight lines with my cutting with my scissors. So this is it. It's a Stitching with the Housewives chart. It's a freebie, and in a little bit I will tell you where you can find it. So the front, where the design part, I put 2 pieces of the comic book board. That is a tongue twister. Tongue twister. Over the front part, and then the back part has just one piece of comic book board with some quilting fabric. And then after I put those, you know, covered those boards with the design or with the fabric, I then put some rickrack in the middle for a hanger, and then I just use Aleene's tacky glue to finish it off. I may do some kind of other edging eventually, but for now, this will work, and it says blessed, and that's what we are, as it's very close to Canadian Thanksgiving. So there you go. So those are the 2 finishes I did, and they turned out pretty good. I guess maybe I should do a few more because I have a bin full of things that need to be finished. I do a lot of pillows because I find I can do those best, but this flat finish did pretty good, so I should try and do some more. So next is, oh yes, Where do you find this chart? It is on Priscilla, let me find it, her name, Priscilla Blog 2000. So Priscilla from Stitching with the Housewives has a blog where she posts things regularly. You can always see like her most recent, when you go to it regularly, you can see her most recent designs. And anyway, on her post from July 16th, 2020, she posted this freebie. So it's a free chart. She did it on Monaco, and I chose to do this pattern on 14 count Ada. So that's where you can find it. So that's that. So now on to my finish. I have one finish. It's a Christmas ornament. And I have to have a few of these finishes going forward because I have some Christmas presents. I do some ornaments as Christmas gifts, and they will be going in the mail eventually. This is Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. It's going to be a circular finish. It's from Stitching with Priscilla from Stitching with the Housewives, and I did it on 14 count chalkboard black, and it turned out quite nice. And whenever I do circular finishes, I tend to use this mat board from Fat Quarter Shop, and they have packages for 3.5 sticky circles, 3.5 inches, and then they have also 4.5 inches, and that's what I use. And how many are in the, and there's a set of 6 in each package. So there you go. That's what I use, and that's what I'll eventually use on this. I'll be doing this a little bit in another month or so. So next is whips. My first 2 whips are stitch-alongs, and I showed them to you before, but I'm going to show them to you today and show you my progress. The first one is from Satsuma Street, and it's called Holiday House. Just looking at my notes. Part 1 was the nutcracker and sleigh. The second one was the tree, and the third one, which I still have to start working on, is the penguin, 2 penguins and a snowman and a snow woman. And the fourth part is coming out in another week, so I have to get going because she releases a new part of the design every 2 weeks. So let me show you what I've done. So I've got the nutcracker. That was part 1. This is part 2, and part 3 will go here. It's all done with DMC floss, and I use 14 count gray pewter for the project, and it's coming along nicely. So the next one is Tiny Modernist, the other stitch along, and let me just show it to you. There we go. That might be easier that way. So I did the tree first, then we had the ballerina, then the rocking horse, then the gingerbread man ornaments, and then I've also started below the gingerbread man is like a little cocoa mug thing, and I started doing a little bit of that. And the next part of this design is coming out on Monday because she releases weekly, and there are 14 parts. So I have to get going on that too. I'm not sure with these stitch-alongs if I'll be able to keep up. But they're a lot of fun, and the designs are very beautiful. So even if they're not ready for this Christmas, they can be ready for Christmas 2026. So another project I have in my whip pile is What Remains is Love. It's a sampler. It was an exclusive with Traditional Stitches, and that's where I originally got mine. I'm not, this project, it shows it being done on linen. I'm not doing it on linen. And I've decided that this sampler, I'm not going to do any other samplers until I finish this one so I can have it completed. I've got a number of samplers partially done. So I want to get this one completed. This is the one I chose to finish first. So there you go. I maybe have a half or a little bit less than half done. And I will keep working on it until it gets done. It's very likely that it's going to go into my 2026 stitching regime. So that's that whip. Then I decided to bring out a whip that I had put aside just because it doesn't have too much left to go on it. And I've decided I'm just going to do one thread a day on this project. And this is Nativity Frill. I've done the Nativity Town already, and I just wanted to get these wise men done. There's also another frill for shepherds too, but I haven't bought that one yet. So this is how far I've gotten, and I basically do one thread a day, which isn't a lot of stitching. So in a few weeks, maybe I'll have it done. So there you go. Yes, it's coming along nicely. So that was another, I just added that to my whip rotation for now. So that is all the whips I have. I did start a new project. I started a new Christmas ornament because I got the one finished. So now I have to start another one because I have a few to do before December. So let me get that. And it's in this nice folder. I got this when I was at that retreat a few weeks ago, and Jess made it for me, and I love it, Jess. It's great. So it's a Stitching with the Housewives, and I do a lot of ornaments from Stitching with the Housewives because they're fairly quick projects. So here you go, and I usually get it as a PDF. So sorry, but it's in black and white because I don't have a color printer. Jolly Saint Nick, the house tree, and with Santa and Rudolph on top. So that's what I'm working on right now, and I will show you my progress. And here it is, 14 count chalkboard black, and I got the tree done, and I'm just progressing along. So yeah, it should get done in time. And it's done. I'm using the called for colors, which are classic Colorworks colors. So next, let's see, I threw in an extra thing to start stitching. I've been doing a lot of Christmas, and I was just missing doing some fall stitching. I look outside, I see the leaves changing color and falling on the ground, which reminds me I have some leaves to rake later today. So I just decided to start something. I don't expect to get it finished, but I thought it would be just fun to start it. And it's a Crocette Gogo design, and I got it off of her Etsy shop. Let me just find it. It is here. Autumn Tiny Village. I want to call it Tiny Town, but that's Heart and Hand. That's not this one. It is Autumn Tiny Village. And sorry for the glare. And here are the colors. A lot of really nice, really nice colors. Colors of leaves changing. So very pretty. And I have got this small start. But I wasn't really happy with the color. This is beautiful beige, and I thought it was a little bit too dark, but I think it'll be fine once the other bright colors come into play. So there you go. And I have some other from this series, from Crocette Gogo. I did her last winter. I did her winter village. So here you are. I'm going to do the set. So I got winter done. And then I kitted up earlier in the year. I kitted up spring, and I was going to do it, but I just had a lot of other things to do. You can see I have a lot of whips. So anyway, this is the spring one. And here are the colors. They're not on a ring, so they're a little bit of a mess here. It's a little bit of a mess. But they're all DMC, which is kind of nice. She uses DMC. So there you go. That'll be nice, and I'll do that probably next spring, sometime in 2026. And I'm using this fabric, which is a lamb's wool 14 count Ada, which is one of my favorites. So there you go. That is some starts I did. And I buy PDFs from Stitching with the Housewives, and I buy PDFs from Crocette Gogo. Because that's easy for me. I don't have a local needlework shop, and I'd have to drive at least 9 hours to get to a shop, a little bit far for some cross stitch. And then right now, Canada Post is on strike. Although today I heard that they're going to now do rotating strikes. So I can't even order it from an online shop and have it mailed to me because it won't get here. Won't get here very fast. So I'm thankful for PDFs right now. So upcoming stitch-alongs. I was watching a Flosstuber, Mrs. Smith, a Canadian Flosstuber from Ottawa, and she was talking about a stitch-along that her and another lady are going to be doing, another stitcher going to be doing. I don't remember the other stitcher's name. All I remember is Mrs. Smith. So Mrs. Smith is doing a stitch-along for a project that I've already started but haven't gotten really far, and it's called Peace and Goodwill by Brenda Gervais. And well, it was Peace and Joy, but I guess it's Peace and Goodwill. And so there you go. This is my progress, and I thought I would hop on that stitch along, which starts in November, to get a little bit more progress on this project. So that is upcoming stitch alongs. And let's see. Yeah, I've got a lot of projects. We'll see how I do. I should get a fair amount done because I am retired, although I do have a few other things to do. Earlier today I was making chocolate pretzels for a special occasion. And I do have to rake the leaves, cut the grass maybe today or tomorrow, since the Weather Network is calling for snow on Sunday. Anyway, we will see how it goes. Okay, haul. Basically, I have no haul because, yes, Canada Post is on strike. It would be nice if they weren't on strike because there are a few things I'd like to get. But anyway, that is the way it goes. I did get the Crocette Gogo chart recently, so I'm working on that. I am looking for the Just Cross-Stitching Christmas Ornament 2025 magazine. It's often at, I have a local Walmart and a local grocery store that often have that magazine, but I am not seeing that this year yet, and it could be because I don't know, maybe it comes by Canada Post, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's not around. Nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about the Canada Post strike either. And if I have to, when I get the magazine, I will just do it in 2026. Maybe I'll get motivated, really motivated, and do one ornament a month, like I was supposed to this year, but didn't do. So anyway, that is the haul. Future plans is beginning of November, joining Mrs. Smith on the Stitch Along. And the other possible future plan is the chart from Lori Holt that is being distributed by Fat Quarter Shop. That's called, let me look at my notes, Garden of Quilts. I've got the fabric and I got the floss because when I look at the description on Fat Quarter Shop, they list the floss that's being used, and you can see what fabric the model is being done on. I'm doing it on a different fabric. And the chart will be either a paper copy or it will be a PDF. So I am just waiting for the PDF so that I can just order it online and I can get going on it if I want to. So there you go. Other goals, I think I'm going to try and do a little bit more finishing. I've got a lot of things that need to be finished in my finishing box. So I think I'm going to try and do that and see if I can find a few things that are fall related to start with, and we'll see how that goes. So I often do a segment, something about me. So I'm going to do one about me, but it's kind of about me, my husband, and some floss. And it's kind of funny. I posted something on Facebook and a lot of people were sending me laughing emojis, whatever. So anyway, and At night when my husband and me are watching TV and I'm stitching, I move from my regular stitching chair to another chair so that I can see the TV. So between my husband's chair and my chair is a table where we have our cups and different things, and I sometimes put my scissors, and when I cut floss off after I finished using it and there's only a tiny bit left, I just put it on the table. Well, I don't know how this happened, but some of the floss got into my husband's cup, and he didn't discover it right away. He was, let me get this right, let me look at my notes. He was, he freaked out, I can say that to begin with, because he didn't discover the floss until he was drinking his coffee and the floss was in his mouth. He was not happy, although he's pretty good sport. But anyway, he was not overly happy, and he told me that floss in his mug was worse than a needle on the floor, and we have some of those too. Anyway, but I always warn him when I've lost my needle. I said, okay, lost my needle, it's somewhere on the ground, be careful when you're walking. But anyway, this floss scenario was worse than a needle on the floor. And the look on his face, I just killed myself laughing. Anyway, it's all over now. We're all good. We just joke about it, especially when he sees the Facebook group post about it. So anyway, that's the way it goes. But I thought that was kind of funny because yes, it's what happens when you're a stitcher. You know, things happen. Floss goes, somewhere, and needles go somewhere too. But anyway, it was kind of funny. So now he's probably going to watch when we're watching TV and I'm doing my stitching. When he goes to drink his coffee, he's probably going to look in his cup before he starts drinking it. Anyway, that's kind of funny. I just had to laugh. So anyway, that's about it for today. But before I go, I just wanted to say to my Canadian viewers, my Canadian stitchers, hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. This Monday is our Canadian Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian viewers, and hope you enjoy your turkey or whatever it is you're going to be having. So friends, thanks for visiting. It's been great being here with you, and I hope to see you soon again. And if you've enjoyed the video, please consider liking or subscribing to my channel. And until next time, this is Wilma saying happy stitching, and watch where you put your floss. Okay, bye.